just to make it clear from the last video, I said n squared minus 10 is not something I could easily factor. I could complete the square, or I could use the quadratic formula, and I would get these answers. But it's not the kind of factoring that we're talking about. We're talking about nice, even, whole numbers. So, or, well, integers. So, let's see. We know that if we use synthetic division for something that's not a factor, like here, we're going to divide by x plus 3. And since we get leftovers, we know it's not a factor. X plus 3 is not a factor of this polynomial, okay? Because when we tried dividing by the negative 3 that goes with the x plus 3, we don't get 0, okay? So, but we do get to divide it, and we will know what happens if we plugged in minus 3. If we plugged in minus 3 to the function, we would get negative 16. So instead of plugging in negative 3, we could just use synthetic division and see what we ended up with. It would be the same thing. And then again, don't let me fail to emphasize the fact that this 2 out here and this negative 5, let's see, where is it? It's out here. I got the wrong one. And this negative 5 and this 7, okay, they're not accidental. That's what we get. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say we use synthetic division, so we're going to say x equals 2, positive 2, so we'll say 2, and we'll say 4, and negative 13, and negative 5. And we'll leave ourselves a space, and we'll say, bring the 4 down, we'll say 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 and negative 13, when I combine them, give me negative 5. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. I combine these guys, and I get negative 15. Okay, so if I were to plug in 2 into this, I would get negative 15. But that's not really what I want. What I want is, what happens when I divide. Okay, so I take this 4, and I say 4. Up here it was x squared, so now it's just x. And I take negative 5. That's my constant right there. And then I have negative 15 over my divisor, right? There's my divisor, the thing I divide by, x minus 2. Okay, that's my answer. There is a remainder, so x minus 2 is not a factor. But anyway, that's my result. And I'm not surprised that when I divide by something with x, my x squared becomes just plain x. I always go down in degree when I divide by an x.